Hello, everyone. Welcome to the demo of Clarus AI, a conversational analytics tool made specifically for marketing teams to get quick insights without needing to write queries or wait on reports. So let's jump in. Marketing teams are overwhelmed by data, but lack the technical skills to extract meaningful insights. They depend on data teams for ad hoc analysis, leading to delays in campaign optimization, audience targeting, and strategic decisions. With an ever-growing volume of data and increasing market complexity, this inefficiency slows down execution and prevents marketing teams from acting with agility. Okay, so now let's take a closer look at how Clarus AI actually works behind the scenes. Over here on the left, we have our data sources. These can be ad platforms, web analytics, and CRM like Salesforce. All this raw data flows through our data integration layer, where tools like Airbyte or Fivetran help us to pull everything together. Once the data is ingested, it moves into BigQuery on Google Cloud, where we use Dataform to optimize and transform the data. This ensures that all our data is clean, structured, and ready for analysis, enabling efficient version control and skill transformations before it's queried by the AI agents. For our backend, we are using Fast API, where the routing of the web application happens, basically. On the front end, we have a React application. That's what the marketing teams actually see and interact with. It's designed to be super intuitive, so you can just ask questions in plain English. Okay, so finally, we have the AI application layer. Everything starts with a user having a request for data. Then the user basically puts the input, and it moves into the SQL data agent. The SQL data agent then transforms that user question into BigQuery SQL syntax. After that, using the BigQuery loader, it creates a request for the BigQuery Google Cloud instance, and then it retrieves the data. After retrieving the data, it pushes that data into the analyst agent. The analyst agent then it creates an analysis of that data, and then it transforms that analysis into a previous identified format with recommendations. And then if the user requested a visualization in the initial prompt, then it will push that request with that data and that analysis into the visualization agent. The visualization agent then will transform that data into the proper format for the application to produce a chart, basically. If the user didn't request visualization, then it will just return the initial prompt. Okay, so this is Clarus Analytics. I'm going to start with a very simple question, and then I'll try to progress into more sophisticated or complex questions. So the first one, I'm going to ask something very simple. What were the total users in K24? You can see that the data, it's been processed, the query has been processed. Now, it has come with the answer to that question, which is divided in metrics, insights, and actions. So total users in 2024 were 360,000 users. And in the insights, you can see that it gives you the three main findings that the agent has identified in the data. In the second finding, actually, it's telling you that without historical data, it's impossible to determine if this number is a positive or a negative trend, which I think it's a very clever observation from the agent. Now, let's try to do a total users, daily users in November 24. So it takes some time to produce the data. Now you can see that we have our first visualization. So average daily users, highest daily users, and then the insights. The primary finding is that daily users counts show a clear weekly pattern with significantly lower user activity on weekends. This is actually true. It's a real problem that this business has. So it's very nice to see that the agent has successfully identified that in the trend. The secondary finding is this is a general downward trend in daily users towards the end of the month. The average daily users in the first half of the month is 1,197, while the average daily users in the second half of the month it's around 1,018, representing a 15% decrease. This is also a true trend in the business, which is nice to see the agent as identified. Now it gives you some recommendations or actions to be taken. Primary recommendation, implement targeted marketing campaigns specifically for weekends to increase user engagement. During these low traffic days, consider running special weekend promotions or content releases. Perfect. Now let's try something else. Let's try to do total users channel in K24. Okay. The second question is to plot total users by channel in 2024. So you can see we have the second visualization. And again, it's dividing everything into metrics, insights, and actions. Total users, 374. Organic users, 141. Direct users, 111. Paid users, 62,000. Primary finding, organic search is the leading source of users, which is true, accounting for 37.76% of all users. This suggests a strong brand presence or effective SEO. Second finding, direct traffic medium known accounts for 29.70% of users, indicating a significant level of brand recognition. Now let's move into the primary recommendations. Invest further in SEO and content marketing to capitalize on the success of organic search. Conduct keyword research, optimize existing content, and explore new content opportunities. Okay. So we have organic, noun, CPC, referral, display, and email. Okay. Now let's try to do daily users from November 2024 to December 2024 by organic channel only. So I think this is one of the advantages of having a tool like this. For example, here we saw that organic was taking prominence in our channel distribution. So I decided to narrow down in the organic channel, in the organic traffic only, to see what's happening there. Okay. Before we saw that the organic was more prominent, but you know what? Now that we can narrow it down into the data, we see that actually, visually, it seems that there is a steep decrease in the total users of that channel. So we have a downward trend. Let's see what was the analysis of the agent in this case. Daily users average 388.85. Peak daily users 686. Lowest daily users 167. Insights, primary finding, user engagement significantly decreased towards the end of December. Daily users dropped to 167 on 2024-12-28, the lowest recorded during the analyzed period, suggesting a potential holiday dip or other external factors affecting traffic. Secondary finding, there's a noticeable initial spike in user activity at the beginning of November, with several days exceeding 600 daily users. Tertiary finding, the period from 2024 to 2024 December shows consistently low users numbers below 300, indicating a potential opportunity to re-engage users in the new year with targeted campaigns. So it is nice to see that the agent has identified the downward trend and is trying to do some recommendations to mitigate that downward trend.